What's up, ladies and gentlemen? This is DinoSasha here, and welcome back to another review. And today, we're gonna take a look at the figure. It is the Kidzland Therizinosaurus. Now, Therizinosaurus, which means scathe lizard, is a genus of a large Therizinosaur dinosaur that lives in the late Cretaceous period, about 70 million years ago, what is now known as the Mongolia. Now, the length is about 9 to 10 meters, 30 to 33 feet long, and the height was about 4 to 5 meters, 13 to 60 feet tall, and weighed about 5 tons. Well, should I say 5.5 short tons. Now, Therizinosaurus is one of the largest members of the Therizinosaurus family, especially one of it is a North American cousin, the Northernonychus. Now, Therizinosaurus is one of the few dinosaurs that possess claws as using as a defense from a predator, such as Tarbosaurus. Now, Therizinosaurus is usually an entirely different herbivore. It has claws which is longer than some most animals. It is presumably that the diet was an omnivore or a herbivore. So it might consist of eating plants and other animals, but prefer to be in herbivore states. Yeah, let's just talk about that sculpt for this magnificent Therizinosaurus itself. It is a really good sculpt, and I must say, it's a very accepted dinosaur, and I'm not gonna lie with it. This is really good, and I how the design, how the beak, and how the majestic it was, the sculpting. But yes, this is the most emotional things about the Therizino, is its feathers, and I like how it goes for that for the sculpt. Yeah, that says, this is pretty good for the dino, but it's a little plastic though, but so I like the skull. But I think the pose is alright, but yes, I do like the pose. But I prefer to be on the claws on each of the ground, because if I remove them from the ground, if I remove it from it, it might fall. But I prepare to use this one. But details is alright, because they put a good details on it. An entire skin, an entire of it. So yeah, that's my concern of why the dinosaur is in the late Cretaceous. You know, the claws that usually possesses more like a calicotherid, which is, but for the last time, in the past I thought with the Therizinosaurus was a turtle, but it turns out it's actually a real dinosaur. And in the articulation, I like how the head moves, especially the arms and legs, especially the tail, so you can move it anyway. It's as if with the dinosaur can actually move of its own, instead of unlike the most figures. Now, I like the color scheme as well, because just a color scheme like appearance, and I must say, the colors on it, it's usually fine in at first, but yeah, my theories is just an improved. But you know, believe it or not, this is an absolute great figure. And I like how it is beige in color and brown everything else, and especially the red head. And it's beautiful, and I must love it of it. So it might concern and why that everyone likes this figure anyway. So if you know about that figure, just to know, and to think of it, just talk about a head for like a second. So you may not think that the head would look like. So it might concern about it if its claws are black in color. And I do like the head, and it has big old eyes, and sometimes the tongue is completely red. And you know, I kinda like how the Therizino went well in this company. And I do like the accuracy. It is possessed as almost real Therizinosaurus. But not at all, it's just an overrated, but not overrated. It is a very good rated charm. Now, let's take a look with a ruler, so let's give this a dinosaur measure. Terms from a length from the tip of the tail to the tip of the snout, which is only at about as we could as 6.2 inches, and which is only at about, as we considered, it is around, which is almost at 16 centimeters, and the height which is on top of the head, we're looking at about 3.2 inches, and which is only at about, as we did, close to 7 and a 12 of a quarter centimeters. Now, for comparison, I'm gonna bring up the other Therizinosaurus. Here's the other Therizinosaurus from the other company, which is the wideband Therizinosaurus. It kind of resembles of a Schleich Therizinosaurus, except it's more plastic than you usually thought. And yes, I do like how the Therizinosaurus is more articulated than it, which I like how they presented with, which it's my opinion, which is I like how Therizinosaurus, but sadly, it's sooner. But there's a new figure for them coming up. Now, for a rating, I'm gonna give it 9 out of 10, which is really nice in my opinion, and I do like how they decided with the new stuff from now, but people never reviewing this Therizinosaurus because it's true to plastic. But yeah, they never mind of those figures. They need an actual figures to make it compact. But yeah, it's an important to know about this magnificent big clawed dinosaur, which is I like to performance with this one anyway. So I might tell you, it's pretty good. So, if you know about this figure, let me know in the comments down below. Well, anyways, thank you guys so much for watching. Don't forget to hit the like, subscribe, and click the bell for notifications so you'll never ever miss the video. And leave a comments below. And I hope to see you for another review about the TNG Stegodon. Goodbye, everyone, and I hope you see you all next time.